high call series.
So, children, we have completed the story of the king and the dragon, and it is time for us to do some activity here, right? So, the activity starts with read the following sentences carefully, put a tick for the correct and a cross for the incorrect statements, right? So, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 statements are there, which are actually taken or based on the text we have learned, right? So, now what we need to do is we need to read these sentences one by one, check that with what we have learned in the lesson. And if both what we have learned in the lesson and what we have over here are the same, then we need to put a tick mark over there. And if they are different, then we need to put a cross mark. Right? So, we will read it one by one, cross check it with what we have learned in the lesson, and based on that, we will decide, right? Okay. So the king went to the dragon mountain all alone. Did the king go there all alone? The king went there with his army, isn't it? Yes, so that is a wrong statement. So what should we do now? We will drag a cross mark over there. Yes. The treasure was left unguarded on the mountain. If the treasure was left unguarded on the mountain, somebody else might have done it and they might have gone away already, isn't it? Yes. So who was taking guard of this wealth over there? Yeah, the dragon was actually taking guard of the wealth, isn't it? Yes. Right. So what is the answer? True or false? False. Because there was a dragon taking care of the wealth. So we will drop up into mark over there. The dragon was weak and old. No way. The dragon was very young and energetic, isn't it? Yes. So again the answer is wrong. The dragon's eyes were red with anger. What kind of a king are you, bloody fool? Isn't it? Huh? Are you a king? You have come to steal the wealth of the people and you want to make your wife happy with that. You don't want to get it. You should take this wealth and do something good for the people. That is what you are supposed to do, isn't it? So obviously the dragon became very angry and his eyes were red with anger. Right? So that is a correct statement. So we will drag and drop a tick mark over there. Right? Now, the king lost the battle and realized his mistake. Yes. The king couldn't win the battle on the dragon. The dragon defeated the king, and then the king realized it was a mistake that I led this war against the dragon to loot the money. Isn't it? Yes. So that is the right answer. A right statement. So the answer is a tick one. The dragon spoke to the king very politely. The dragon spoke to the king very politely. The dragon was very angry, no? The dragon was very angry, and can we expect the dragon to speak politely when it is angry? No. So, the dragon didn't speak to the king very politely, he was very angry. So, what is the answer? It's a wrong statement again. The king took the treasure from the dragon for his queen and went to the palace. The army was completely killed, the king was left alone, and the king was advised or suggested by the dragon to use the money to build something good for the people, isn't it? Yes, so that is again a wrong statement. The dragon said that the treasure was meant for the welfare of the people, for building schools, roads, and hospitals, and not for him or any other member of his family. It's a true statement. It's a public money. It is meant for the people. It's meant for the welfare of the people. So you are not supposed to take the money away and do something for your family members. That was what the dragon told the king, isn't it? Yes. So that is a true statement. Yes. So the king went to the dragon mountain all alone is a wrong statement because the king went there with his army. The treasure were left unguarded on the mountain is again a wrong statement because there was a dragon taking care of the wealth, the treasure. The dragon was weak and old also is a wrong one because he was not at all weak and old. The dragon's eyes were red with anger. Yes, it's a true statement. The king lost the battle and realized his mistake. Again, is a true statement. The dragon spoke to the king very politely is a wrong statement because the dragon was already very angry by the action of the king. The king took the treasure out from the dragon for his queen and went to the palace is a wrong statement because the dragon defeated the king and the king could not take the treasure. The dragon said that the treasure was meant for the welfare of the people, for building schools, roads, and hospitals, and not for him or any other family member of his family. Is a true statement, right? So now I will keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can have a look at it, right? Put a tick and tick for the correct answer. So two statements are here, 1 and 2, and both of them are incomplete sentences. The remaining part we need to identify from the options A, B, C, or D given there, right? So the first one, the king went to the dragon mountain with the queen, his son, his daughter, his soldiers. So whom did the king carry to the dragon mountain? The king went to the dragon mountain to defeat the dragon over there, isn't it? Yes, the king went there to defeat the dragon. And if you want to defeat the dragon, you should, what should you do? Obviously, you should take your soldiers with you, isn't it? Yes. So, his soldiers. Yes. The dragon protected the treasure for whom did the dragon protect the treasure? Was it for himself? No. For his family? The dragon's family? No. The king? No. The people? Yes. Finally, the dragon told the king, no, it's the people's money and that should be used for something good for the people. So, the dragon had been protecting the treasure for the people. So, we will drag a tick mark and drop it over there. Yes. So, the king went to the dragon mountain with his soldiers. Then, the dragon protected the treasure for the people. Right? Okay. Now, I will keep this screen the same for another minute so that you can have a look at them once again. Right? Answer the following questions. So here are some questions from the lesson that what we have learned. We need to find the answers for them, right? Why did the king go to the dragon mountain? Why did the king go to the dragon mountain? The king went to the dragon mountain to get the treasure for his queen. The queen wanted to get the treasure with which she wanted to make some ornaments. So she sent the king, isn't it? Yes. The king went to the dragon mountain to get the treasure for his queen. Second question. Who asked the king to get the treasure? Who asked the king to go and get the treasure? The queen, isn't it? Yes. The queen asked the king to get the treasure. The queen told her there is a dragon mountain where there is a cave in which there is a huge amount of treasure for which there is a dragon that is keeping guard. You better go, kill the dragon, bring me all the wealth, and we need to make some ornaments out of it. Yes. Third one. What was the king told to do in order to get the treasure? So what should the king do if the king wants to get the treasure? The king was asked to attack the dragon and the fort and to break its walls and doors. You need to attack the dragon. There is a huge fort in which the dragon actually is protecting this wealth. You need to attack the fort. Its walls and the doors should be all damaged, broken. You should attack the dragon and then you need to bring the wealth. Right? So what is the first question? Why did the king go to the dragon mountain? The king went to the dragon mountain to get the treasure for his queen. Who asked the king to get the treasure? The queen asked the king to get the treasure. What was the king told to do in order to get the treasure? The king was asked to attack the dragon and the fort and to break its walls and doors. Right? So now, I will keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can read all these three questions and their answers once again before we go on to the next questions. Right? Fourth question. You will pay with your life. Who said this and to whom? Who said this dialogue? You will pay with your life. Who said and to whom? What's the answer? Yes, the king said this to the dragon. If you do not give me the treasure, you will pay with your life. Means what? I will kill you and I will take the treasure away. Right? Okay. How did the dragon defeat the king's soldiers? There was only a single dragon and there were a lot of soldiers there. No? So how was it possible for the dragon? The dragon opened its big mouth and let out a big flame, then lashed his tail. It killed some soldiers and it threw them down the hill. In this way, he defeated the king's soldiers. So the dragon opened its mouth and a huge flame came out of its mouth and some soldiers got killed in that flame. For others, he simply used his tail. He lashed his tail and other soldiers flew away. And simply, he pulled some of these soldiers down to the slopes of the hills. Right? And thus, he killed the king's soldiers. He defeated the king's soldiers. Right? Okay. Now, the sixth question. How did the dragon desire the treasure to be used? Only the king was left and he gave the king some advice regarding how this wealth has to be used, isn't it? Yes, so what was that? Yes, the dragon wanted the treasure to be used for the welfare of the people, for building schools, roads and hospitals. So the dragon actually wanted the king to use the wealth for the welfare of the people. How? To build new schools, for building new roads. That is how the wealth has to be used. So the fourth question, You will pay with your life. Who said this to whom? The king said this to the dragon. How did the dragon defeat the king's soldiers? The dragon opened its big mouth and let out a big flame, then lashed his tail. It killed some soldiers and threw them down the hill. In this way, he defeated the king's soldiers. How did the dragon desire the treasure to be used? The dragon wanted the treasure to be used for the welfare of the people, for building schools, roads, and hospitals. Right? So now I will keep this screen also for another minute so that you can have a look at these three questions also. And then we will go on to the next question. Did the king realize how did he use the treasure? So after facing defeat from the dragon, did the king realize something? And how did he decide to use the treasure? What's the answer? Yes, the king realized what? His mistake. The king realized his mistake. The king realized that the money is not to be used for the satisfaction of his wife, but for the welfare of the people, isn't it? Yes. So he used the treasure for the welfare of the people. That's it. Right? The king realized that his mistake, it was a mistake to go to the hill, to do a war with the dragon, to try to take away the treasure for the satisfaction of his wife, the queen. But it is something that has to be used for the welfare of the people. The king realized this mistake, then he used the treasure for the welfare of the people. Right? Okay. So now I will keep this screen also for another minute so that we can read this question also. Okay. Horse. So who would you support, the king or the dragon? Why? So two major characters here. One is a king and the second is a dragon. Whom do you support and why do you support that particular character? What's the answer? We support the dragon as the treasure should be used for the welfare of the people. The dragon was not using it for any of his satisfaction, isn't it? He was protecting it. But the king was trying to take it away for his satisfaction, not for the people. Right? So we support the dragon. Yeah. Second question. What do you think the king might have decided to do after the battle was over? So the battle got over, all his soldiers are dead, only the king was remaining. What do you think the king might have decided to do then? Huh? What do you think? The king might have decided to use the treasure for the welfare of the people. There was nothing else possible, isn't it? Huh? Had he defeated the dragon, he would have used it for some of his purposes. But now he was defeated by the dragon and nothing else was possible there. So, yes, he had to use the treasure for the welfare of the people. Right? Now, third one, what would you do if you were the king? Imagine you were the king. What would have you done? I would do as the dragon told if I were the king. Obviously, whoever may be the king, they have to do as what the dragon told them. That's it. There is nothing else possible there, right? Okay. So, who would you support? The king, the dragon? Why? I would support the dragon as a treasure should be used for the good deeds. What do you think the king might have decided to do after the battle was over? The king might have decided to use the treasure for the welfare of the people. There was nothing else possible. What would you do if you were the king? I would do as the dragon told if I were the king. Okay. So now I will keep this screen also for another minute so that you can read these questions also thoroughly. Right? Okay, so after going through the king and the dragon, now it is time for us to do the fun with activity part of this particular lesson. Okay, so in this fun with the grammar part, we need to learn about how different kinds of past activities are expressed. So we know, the king attacked the dragon. The dragon protected it for years. The army fell dead down the hill. So these are all some sentences that we have taken from the lesson, and they are all saying something about something happened in the past, isn't it? The king lived once upon a time in the past. The dragons were there once upon a time in the past. The king went and attacked the dragon once upon a time in the past. Everything had happened in the past itself, isn't it? Yes. See, the king attacked. Attack. The dragon protected. Protected. The army fell dead. Lie, fall, fell. Isn't it? So this attacked, protected, fell. These words are in a simple past tense. Okay. So that is why we are able to express past actions in these sentences. Right? So, simple past tense means the second form of a verb, which is actually known as a simple past tense, is used to express past actions. Okay? If we want to express a past action, we can simply express them using simple past tense. Okay. All main verbs have got these past tense. All main verbs have got the past tense, and the past tense is used when we have to express, yes, some past activities, past incidents, right? Okay. Now, let me write another sentence. There was a dragon. Then we say, yes, they were all attacked. The soldiers. Okay. Then we can say, he had the duty to protect it. Here, again, we are saying some more things from the same lesson. There was a dragon. They were all attacked. The soldiers were all attacked. He had the duty to protect it. So we know was and were are the past tense form of yes, is, then are. Is and are the present tense form of be, and was and were are the past tense form of be. Okay, then as far as have is concerned, have is a present tense form, has also is a present tense form, had is a past tense form. Okay, so they have, he has the duty. We can say what they has the duty. But when it comes to past tense, we say he had the duty or they had the duty. They had the duty to protect it. So was is the past tense of is, where is the past tense of are, had is the past tense of yes, has and have. Right? So not only main verbs, be forms and have forms. Which are they? Be forms and have forms. So is, was, are, were. Here has, had, yeah, have also had. Okay. So simple past tense form of verb. Simple past tense form is applicable for all main verbs and auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. In helping verbs, be forms have was and were as a past tense form of the verb, and have forms has and have had as a common past tense form. Okay. Fill in the blanks with appropriate form of be verb in the past tense or had. Okay. So here is a passage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks are there. We have 5 past tense forms also. Had is the past tense form of has or have, isn't it? Yes. Was is the past tense form of is. Where is the past tense form of are, right? Okay. Now, my grandfather dash in the army, was in the army before he retired. He dashed a green jeep. He had a green jeep and lived in the cantonment area. He had a big mustache and was tall and thin. His close friends were usually from the army. Now he is very old and meets only a few people. Last month, he had a get-together with his very close friends to thank them for their contribution to his life. Right? So we have used the past tense form of be and have to complete this passage, right? My grandfather was in the army before he retired. He had a green jeep and lived in the cantonment area. He had a big mustache and was tall and thin. His close friends were usually from the army. Now he is very old and needs only a few people. Last month he had a get together of his very close friends to thank them for their contribution to his life. Okay. So now I will keep the screen the same for another minute so that you can read them once again. Okay.